It's the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
So naturally, we came to Amity Island.
Hey there, man family. We're here in Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts to celebrate Jaws.
It's the 50th anniversary of the greatest cinematic masterpiece of all time. I will not be taking objections in the comments because this is where the movie was filmed. So we are here to do a bunch of Jaws-related events and explore Martha's Vineyard, and we're bringing you with us. You know, I think it's gonna be Jawsome.
Nice.
You could say we're gonna need a bigger video.
Oh, this is a bit.
I don't think that's funny. I don't think that's funny at all. We're here for 24 hours, which is like 3 weeks.
I need coffee.
That's right, friends. Over 50 years ago, Jaws was filmed right here in Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts. We are currently in the town of Edgarton, which is where the majority of the city scenes were filmed because Edgarton turned into Amity Island for the movie.
Amity, as you know, means friendship.
Friendship Island. That's where we are right now. Not in Inside Out.
Very different.
Very different from
different
Inside
island.
Out. But I've been here one time before. Alan's never been here, so excited to explore and enjoy. But it is absolutely beautiful, and the weather is perfect. And I've heard the weather's been terrible for like weeks, so I'm very glad that the weather's nice for the Jaws weekend.
This is our beautiful little view here from just outside the coffee shop, the Strand. I do want to inform you, dear viewer, that Molly looked at these flowers and said, "Oh my goodness, these flowers are absolutely lovely," and said it just like that. Yep, just like that. There were absolutely zero alteration.
I'm gonna adopt an Amity accent lower.
Oh, good. Good.
Ellen, you'll never be an islander.
You'll never be an islander. Yeah, which is a reminder that everybody becomes their parents eventually.
That was the flower comment. That does sound like something. I did take a picture to send my mom.
And we have picked up our coffee. Molly picked up one of these specialty concoctions.
Yes.
The Chief Brody Brew.
Yes, it's supposed to have raspberry syrup in the coffee too, and a raspberry oat foam on top. I asked for just the raspberry oat foam, nothing in the actual syrup, but I am delighted that so many places around here have Jaws themed things right now.
And I picked up a regular iced coffee, so cheers.
Cheers. So we are staying at the Faraway Inn right here, which is not far away from where we are. It's literally right next door.
LOL.
I stayed here with my girlfriends when I came on a girls trip a couple years ago, and it is very centrally located. It's beautiful, and it's right next to a good coffee shop store, and then there's a restaurant right here that's like the oldest restaurant here from the 1700s, so it's all very beautiful and historic. But if you are coming here, know that Martha's Vineyard is an expensive destination, and we found that out in no better way than yesterday when the airline lost our luggage and we had to go buy all new outfits. So this outfit and Alan's whole outfit are from here.
A truly fun experience is panic shopping when you don't have a suitcase or any idea when the suitcase is going to arrive. Would recommend.
All I'm saying is this outfit brought to you by Vineyard Vines.
So we came up on this beautiful lookout to enjoy the view. And while most people would enjoy all these sailboats over there, or Martha's Vineyard itself, I am thrilled by the ferry that's going back and forth right here, because that is the same ferry. Well, not the same one, the actual one sank, but it's the same path that Chief Brody got on right here. And he was sailing across it right there when the mayor and the mayor's lackeys get on there with him, and they railroad him into saying that it wasn't a shark, it was just a boating accident.
This is no boating accident.
Just, we're gonna have to amend our plans. But yeah, that happened right here. And you can watch the ferry cross. And if you do come to Martha's Vineyard, I do recommend coming up here because it really is beautiful. And you can bring your coffee and sit, and it's stunning.
You yell barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
All right, now we are headed to do the Amity Island walking tour. This is actually something that's available all the time, not just for the Jaws weekend. It's $75 per person, and I made my friends do this when we came on our girls' weekend a few years ago. And it's an hour-long tour where they're going to walk you around Edgarton and show you scenes from the movie. And the guide does have an iPad to show you those scenes, so you don't have to know the movie frame by frame.
Like some of us do.
That'd be great. Who would know that? But it's really awesome. So we're headed to go meet our guide right now. Alan, are you excited to go on the Jaws walking tour?
Yes, I am. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. It's such a cute little town. I'm excited to like walk around and see what Steven Spielberg saw.
This.
Well, we were en route to our tour location, and we got distracted at Vineyard Vines. Molly specifically saw some Jaws merchandise, so picked that up, and now we are headed to our tour guide spot so we can go on our nice Jaws walkabout.
Make Amity. We're Edgarton, Edgarton's Amity right over here, but they're gonna take little parts from all over the island to make Amity. But when we come outside, we're gonna go right along this fence. I'm gonna pause it again. So this is the part I want you to see. It looks like he walks right across into the paper store. It's not. Bins, right? And they don't zoom into the conversation. The conversation walks right to you. Conversation walks right to your footstep. So you feel like you're getting grabbed by the mayor, right? You feel like you're getting lectured. And he just says, you can head back now to the driver. Chief Brody didn't get a word in. The driver was already facing this way, okay? So he didn't need the cue, or was just waiting for it. So he's already facing this way. This shot's taken from there, looking towards us. We're right under this white rooftop.
It was a very cool tour. Mike was very knowledgeable.
It's a really fun tour. If you like the movie Jaws at all and you're at Martha's Vineyard, I highly recommend it. It's only an hour, so it's not going to take a big chunk of your trip, but it is so interesting to not only see, like, he sets up and he shows you clips of the movie and says, this is where this is, and you can see Chief Brody right here, and he points it out, so it makes it very cool and very easy to understand how this town became Amity. But he also tells some really interesting stories and behind the scenes and fun facts and stuff even I, as a Jaws nerd, don't even know. And, like, for example, the hotel we're staying at, that's where the cast and crew stayed.
Which is wild.
We could be sleeping in the bed Roy Scheider slept in.
You know, I think they replaced the beds. I think they did.
Probably. But in the room Roy Scheider slept in.
Probably also did a renovation and remodel.
What?
But in the same building.
In the same building that Roy Scheider slept in. So very, very cool tour. Highly recommend. And now I'm hungry.
Same.
Well, when in Martha's Vineyard, you should eat seafood. So we are headed to the seafood Shanty for a bite to eat for lunch before our next round of events.
As you can imagine, the island is quite busy this weekend, so we asked for a next available table, and we lucked out with this beautiful outdoor table where we can watch the boats come in. But I should note there's also a rooftop bar here, rooftop seating, which is quite lovely as well. Taking a look at the menu, unsurprisingly, the menu at the Seafood Shanty features seafood. Anything from raw bar to a tuna poke bowl. They've got lobster rolls, steamed lobsters, clams, shrimp, scallops. They have some non-seafood options as well, but obviously we're ordering seafood at the Seafood Shanty. Additionally, they have a variety of cocktails, including some signatures like the Brucey Bruce and the Eddie Go Deeper, which I definitely thought was a Jaws 2 joke, but it's probably because it's made with Deep Eddy vodka, and some beers, including a variety of local beers on tap, which is what we ordered.
All right, so we were beginning our meal with some brews. We both decided to go for beers that were on draft and made locally. Molly went with the Bad Martha Vineyard Ale. This is made in Edgarton, here in this town. And I went with the offshore Menemsha Creek Pale Ale, and that's made in Oak Bluffs, just down the way. I have to tell you, I have such a difficult time pronouncing so many of the town names and locations here. There's just a lot of...
You have to say it with Edgarton.
Menemsha, Edgarton.
Menemsha. You gotta say it with the
Okay, well, I'll try that next time.
Here's this one with the That is so good. It's kind of like a Yingling, but now that I've had an orange, it's like a Yingling and a Blue Moon had a baby. It's very delicious. And as you know, we're always going to order local beers if we have the opportunity to.
You're alone.
Drink Dora legs.
I'm like, what?
That is a really crispy, light pale ale. That has a little bit of a citrus, like piney bite to it at the back end. Oh my gosh.
When in New England, order lobster rolls. So we got both the cold lobster roll, which is what I have here. It's like a lobster salad on top there. And then Alan got the hot buttered lobster roll. So we are going to do a taste test comparison to see which one is elite.
This looks so good.
It's so buttery, light and flaky. With a nice butter roll on the outside. Not a hint of fishiness, just a little bit of saltiness and brininess. Whoa.
All right, this is credited as the best lobster roll in Edgarton. So we'll see about that. I'm mean, how am I supposed to go eat at Columbia Harbor House again? You know what I mean? Look at these chonks. Look at this lobster chonk on here. I don't even love lobster, but exceptions are made. You are eating a lobster that was probably caught right there, like yesterday. I love the cool lobster on a hot day. Temperature-wise, this is perfectly made. Just the lightest amount of mayonnaise, and then there's some lettuce. It's simple and delicious. Slight natural sweetness from the lobster itself. This is A+. Update, we've both tried both. We're both team hot with the slaw, but the tartare sauce is incredible on the cold and on the fries. Also, the Caesar's good. This place is a winner. This is delicious. I'm sure locals are gonna yell at us and be like, it's touristy, but we're tourists, so it's all good.
Cut us a break.
Very tasty meal.
I'm very full of delicious lobster.
And some butter.
And now we're gonna walk about town a bit and pop into some shops and things for our next Jaws themed event.
Come on.
One of the many very cute stores in the town that we perused yesterday when we had to go shopping and spend our summer dollars was right here at Stark Jewelers, where I bought this ring because all my jewelry was in my suitcase, and I didn't have I don't like flying with rings on because your fingers get swollen, and therefore I don't have my wedding ring, and I felt nude, and so I went into a jewelry store, and it just so happened to be the jewelry store that outfitted Chrissy, the first victim of Jaws, her hand. They said that the fake hand looked too fake when they find it on the beach, so they went into a jewelry store, the production team, and this is that jewelry store, and they got a bunch of rings and put it on the hand so they look more realistic, and this ring that I bought is one of the rings that Chrissy's wearing, so we're gonna go in there real quick. They have a replica of the fake arm right here, which is so nice. That's what sells jewelry, is bloodied arm stump. And then they also have pictures of the filming and the movie. And then when I was here yesterday buying said jewelry piece, they actually were having a little party celebrating all their new Jaws collections, and they had Jaws wine and Narragansett in the throwback cans, which is the beer Quentin drinks. So I just am obsessed with the fact that the whole town is into the Jaws 50th right now.
All right, well, after wandering around Edgarton and taking time to visit iconic locations from the filming of the movie Jaws and trying to replicate these scenes to the best of our ability, you should have seen that reel already. We're going to go and grab a bite to eat, specifically some ice cream. Now, like any good small town, there are plenty of places to get ice cream and fudge. Seemingly both of those a staple.
They had a shark flavor. It wasn't made of sharks, but I didn't want that, so I got mint Oreo.
I have peppermint. It's so good. Wow.
Mad Martha's. Next stop, we are headed to the Wararf Pub, which is a pub here in town, because they are doing a special Jaws party that we bought tickets for. They're going to have some of the cast and crew, including Jeffrey Kramer, who played Deputy Hendricks, and Jeffrey Voorhees, who played Alex Kittner, Joe Alves, who is the production designer, and some other folks here, as well as Jaws-themed food and drinks. And I'm very excited to check it out.
That was chaotic.
Yeah, it was basically like a Jaws convention in there, where you could chat with the cast and folks, buy things from them. We did get a Narragansett.
We did.
It's the beer Quint Drinks, which released 1975 special edition cans.
And Molly picked up some delightful treats.
Yeah.
Not food treats, but like item treats.
I got this hat signed by...
Hold on.
Yep. I got this hat signed by Deputy
What a
Hendricks.
great angle that was.
He told us that one time he was wearing this hat and he got pulled over and out of the ticket because he had this hat on. So he told me to wear it to get out of tickets. And I was like, I can't say I played Deputy Hendricks in Jaws to get out of a ticket the same way you can.
I mean, you could. I don't
He
know
said
if it
try
worked.
it. He said try it. And then I got this book, which is by Joe Alves, who was the production designer. He made Bruce the Shark, and he drew a lot of the concept art and things, all the storyboards. He signed it.
With a shark drawing.
And he told me cool things about the shark as he was signing it, and I was sitting there talking to him. So that was pretty neat. We got a swag bag also, but it mostly was to go meet these different people, and it was kind of like a convention, which
Yes.
is what I was expecting.
All right, well, we've done that. And now we are headed to watch a screening of Jaws, the film,
while the Cape Cod Symphony plays the music live.
Yes, we're going to an oceanside resort, so we should be like on the water, not like on the water.
Thankfully not in order, that'd be wild.
It'd be cool. And go watch shots, which seems like the perfect way to end this day.
Now we are not going to be bringing our camera with us, mainly out of respect for the other guests and patrons who have paid to enjoy this experience.
Also, I don't think we're going to be talking much.
Yeah, we're just going to be also, we're not going to be filming the movie that you can go see.
That's a copyright infringement. Yeah. We can't film all of shows.
It's a nightmare on YouTube.
Yeah.
But snippets, a good montage of our experience, and you'll be hearing from future Molly and Alan now.
Well, after the
Oh yeah.
They gotta have the montage.
That's true.
We could reenact the movie.
Oh, we can. You want that, right?
What you got?
Some New England clam chowder.
Is that the red or the white?
The white. Oh.
I don't like clam chowder.
I do.
But I've been told if I try it, Alan will eat an oyster off the shell.
Which I've never done.
It's not for me.
Where?
This is a popcorn bucket.
It is.
I don't want to speak out of turn, but I'm going to say that this is the best popcorn bucket that's ever existed in the history of the universe.
It's a strong contender.
Yeah, they're going to fill it with popcorn for us for the movie.
Yeah. Figment lovers might have a thing.
Figment lovers are going to be mad, but I'm standing 10 toes. All right, I am taste testing / reviewing these two seltzers. They are by the Wash Ashore Beer Company, which is in Maine, but these are the Amity Island Spike Seltzers. This one is pomegranate tangerine. This one is ginger lime, and a portion of the proceeds of each of these goes to ocean conservation, which we love. And I'm not driving, so I'm trying both. Ginger lime first. Oh. Not artificial tasting, very light in flavor. I wish there was more ginger though. This is the winner for me. It tastes like a LaCroix, but I know there's alcohol in it. So neither one is super strong like a lot of seltzers, which I actually prefer. So if you can find these on your shelves, give them a whirl. Alan's first oyster.
How do I even...
You just slide it. Oh, you chewed it. That was brave.
Oh. Super sweet, actually. Oh, I enjoyed that.
Oh, go get more.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Martha's Vineyard welcome to Mr. Richard Drifus. Is dead or irrelevant. Nonsense.
Hey, come on down and chump some of this. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Shanty's got lifeless eyes, black eyes like a doll's eye.
Hello. Good morning, good day.
We are today exploring Bluffs, which is another town in Martha's Vineyard. And as you can see, it's a beautiful day. The beaches are open. Amity, as you know, means friendship. Different vibe than Edgarton where we've been, and excited to, there's a cool Jaws thing here. Also, I want to eat some more seafood
Yes.
and treats.
Last night's showing of Jaws was absolutely incredible. The orchestra, so very talented. It was amazing to be able to see it live, and the energy, unmatched.
Yeah, it was really fun because obviously everyone there loves Jaws. So in key moments, people cheered, they laughed, they booed. Like, it was super, super exciting. Best viewing of Jaws in my life. And some of the cast was there, which was very fun. I got to take a picture with Jeffrey Kramer, who we'd spoken to earlier, and the gentleman who plays Andy in Jaws 2. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah, neat.
Alan, what's your favorite part of the Jaws score?
When the first goes, it's the very like jaunty fishing.
What's yours?
Okay, my favorite's called The Great Shark Chase, and it's like. And then it goes into boom, 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 boom.
You nailed it.
It sounds basically as good as last night.
Oh, wow, yeah.
We are here at the harbor because, well, one, we're gonna eat at a famous restaurant, but two, the orca's here. Not the actual orca, because that's destroyed, but a builder named Michael Sterling recreated the orca, and it's awesome. It's got so many details down to Quinn's fishing chair and his fishing rod. You've got the air tank right there. It's full of compressed air. You pulled the wrong one. You've got the steering wheel where Hoopa drives the boat chief.
There's even the baseball bat down there.
The baseball bat, oh, the barrels. You got the whole thing. It's awesome. So obviously we had to come check this out. NYs Restaurant, unsurprisingly, has a ton of seafood on the menu. Everything from fried clams and fried calamari to baked scallops, seafood pasta, salads, sushi, and more. They also have a variety of cocktails, both their famous frozen and on the rocks, as well as wine and beer. Alan and I both decided to go with the Nancy's HPA, which is a hazy pale ale made specifically for NYs Restaurant, and it was delicious. It was a little bit crisp, a little bit fruity, fantastic. My favorite of the beers we've had so far on the island.
For appetizer, we started with the chowder fries. These are fries covered in Old Bay, some of their New England clam chowder, bacon, and herbs. This was delicious. The chowder, I think, was the best I've had while spending time here in Martha's Vineyard. It was just a slightly briny, not super fishy. I also love the fact that you included the bacon for a little smokiness. The fries, though, those beer-bedded fries covered in Old Bay, so incredibly delicious and crisp on the outside, fluffy on the inside, and Old Bay is a top-tier seasoning. For my main, I went with the fried fish tacos. This is served with pickled red cabbage and jalapeno slaw, radish, lemon aioli, and herbs, all served on a flour tortilla. The fish was fried incredibly well, very light, so very fresh and flaky. The slaw gave it a little bit of a vinegary punch to help counteract the lightness of the fish. This was a top-tier fish taco.
And I continued my research on trying all the lobster rolls and got the hot lobster roll, which was buttered poached lobster served on a split top roll with coleslaw and beer battered fries. I gotta say, this has been my favorite one so far. I am a fan of the hot butter. It was clarified butter seeping into that delicious bun, tons of gooey, naturally sweet lobster. This was delicious. The view was impeccable, and I can see why Nancy's is famous for a reason.
Okay, we had a delicious meal.
Look at that lobster. That lobster was delicious.
We've had so much lobster and so much butter. Now we are actually going to drive across Jaws Bridge, not jump in.
No, I know it's a thing to jump in. Do I jump into water willingly? No. It's also, I cannot imagine how cold it is. This is the first nice weekend of the summer. It's too cold for me, so I will look at Jaws Bridge.
We'll admire it.
With my eyes.
Yeah.
And then we're headed back to Edgarton.
But we have one more Jaws-related adventure. It will be tomorrow, so we will see you all then.
See, like SEA?
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks. And we are here at Vineyard Haven for our last adventure on Martha's Vineyard, and that's the Martha's Vineyard Museum.
This is a permanent museum, but they have a special Jaws exhibit running now through this summer. I think it's running for a couple months, so you can come check it out. It's about $40 a person to get museum access. Super excited to see what kind of Jaws memorabilia, props, etc. they have on display. But for now, Alan, I'd like you to take a look at this sign. Those proportions are correct.
You'd have to prove that, wouldn't you?
Get your name in the National Geographic. Now, come on, sick vandalism. But now I want those white happy bastards caught, hung up by the bust of proud. All right, we are in. Also, I misspoke. It's $20 a person, $40 total. I looked too quickly at my email. And excited to check it out. Oh my God, there's already concept art. All right, well, she's gonna geek out now. This is super cool because this is concept art of Bruce by Joe Alves, who is the production designer. And we met him and he signed my book and now we're seeing his sketches and it's so cool. Look at that, look at that. What I love too is that the whole background, the whole wallpaper is the blueprint for Bruce the Shark, the schematics. I actually have it printed on a sweatshirt from the Academy Museum.
And here we have a prop head of Ben Gardner, one of the 2 originals made for the filming of Jaws. The iconic scene, of course, where Ben Gardner's head pops out of the empty hull of a boat. Like that. Terrifying, horrifying, very cool.
There's also some real props like this sweet, sweet jacket from Mayor Vaughn. Perhaps my favorite thing so far, though, is this barrel, screen used. He can't go down with 3 on him, not 3. What's also interesting is to read the script pages they have around the room, because not a single one is accurate for what's actually in the movie, because it underwent so many rewrites, and also, you know, actors ad-libbed things. Famously, Roy Scheider ad-libbed, "You're gonna need a bigger boat." But it's funny, as someone who knows the movie line by line at this point, I'm like, that they don't say that. Okay, there's an activity. What would you do in Chief Brody's shoes?
And there's been a possible shark dive in Bluffs.
It probably won't happen again. Let people go swimming. We should post some signs. Here you go.
Thank you.
Maybe just for a day or two, close the beaches now. Of course, Alan's closing the beaches now.
Yeah, yes.
Now, here's the question. Do I know as much as I know about sharks, or am I Chief Brody?
I think you're Chief Brody. He's learning.
I guess I'm closing the beaches, but if I'm Molly, who knows that sharks don't behave the way that Bruce does, I'm not. Because sharks just be sharking. This is cool. We're now in a room where it's talking about like the marketing of the film and the premiere of the film, but this specifically is talking about how this photograph was taken by an artist named Roger Castell at the American Museum of Natural History. It was a taxidermied great white hanging from the ceiling. He took a picture of that, and that is what became not only the book cover, but the probably most iconic movie poster of all time. And it's being under the shark. It's really cool.
This room is really neat because it talks about all of the local involvement from the Vineyarders, is what I'm learning the Martha Vineyard folks are called. Specifically, I've put some like Lee Fierro and Craig Kingsbury. Craig Kingsbury, who played Ben Gardner, and Lee Fierro, who played Alex Kidner's mother, Mrs. Kidner, and has the iconic scene where she slaps Chief Brody. You can also listen to stories from Lee Fierro and Craig Kingsbury from some recorded excerpts. It's just really cool to learn about how deeply involved all the locals were in the creation of this film and how much Steven Spielberg wanted them to be involved to give a lot of like meat and heart to the story and make it real.
We have another poll. Who's your favorite character? I'd like to speak to anyone who picked Mayor Vaughn.
Yeah, are you good?
Are you okay? There's no Pippet. So you're going Quint?
Yeah.
I'm casting 2 votes because obviously I love Bruce, but
You're breaking the rules.
my man, Chief Brody forever.
And here we have a replica of Bruce the Shark. We're staring directly into his gullet. It is a very, very, very large animal recreation. Molly for reference. So big. But if I have
3 tons of
3 tons on him.
A fun fact is that they Universal pitched a 20-foot shark, and the filmmakers came back with 30, knowing they actually wanted it at 25. Compromise in the middle, because they thought 25 would be like very big and scary, but not so unrealistic.
And fantastical, yeah. And in a moment of incredibly good fortune, we are here to see a recreation of the cabin of the Orca, which is literally on display until today. This is incredible.
Chief, put out the fire, Chief.
Put out the fire, would you, Chief? All right, well, that brings us to an end of our Jaws-themed Martha's Vineyard trip.
Jawsome.
was a jawsome trip.
I will say, I think that exhibit was really well done. It was very interesting. I loved learning more about how the locals were involved, and just seeing some of the props and things was very, very cool. So if you're in the area through September, the beginning of September, I think it's worth a visit if you're a Jaws fan.
I agree. Now, what was your favorite part of this entire weekend experience?
The symphony. Nothing comes close to the symphony. It was so cool to hear that beautiful, iconic score played live while watching the movie, and I will never watch Jaws in a better environment.
No, the vibe was unmatched.
There's cheering and not to mention the fact that the cast was there. Like, it was awesome. What about you?
Same for me.
Yeah.
I literally was like, I can't think of a better moment just because of how the energy around that space was just incredible. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever watch Jaws in a better setting.
And what about our food quest? You've never been to Martha's Vineyard?
Ooh. Well, I think, the lobster roll eating, I always say that I'm not a seafood person. And what I think I'm learning is that I just don't like seafood when it's prepared poorly.
Yeah, bad seafood is really bad.
And
good seafood is really good.
And they crush it out here on the island.
Yeah.
So, ooh boy.
Hot butter lobster roll.
No, and you?
Amazing. Oh yeah, hot butter lobster roll. Amazing. Now, obviously, this video was focused on Jaws and all the special events here, but this is my second time coming to Martha's Vineyard, and it really is a beautiful, picturesque place. You can see why they'd want to shoot the film here. So I highly recommend just visiting Martha's Vineyard in general. I personally love Edgarton and the vibe, and it's so stunning. So it was fun to be here, just in general, and then extra fun that it was Jaws' birthday party.
Yeah, for sure. And I would definitely want to come back in the future as well. But friends, thanks so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe if you are new, follow us on all of our socials, and come join us on Discord. We'd love to have you there. Links for all that are down below.
Thank you for watching. This is kind of outside of our standard, but we love doing these special experiences
Yeah.
and traveling. So let us know what else you'd like to see. And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
And I'm Alan.
And it has been Jawsome. Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
Farewell to you ladies in Spain.
Come on in the water!
Beach is closed. No swimming by order of the Amity PD.
Whoa, you think you can close the beaches on your own authority? Go on my raft, please.
Alex, kid me, your fingers are beginning to prune.
Just 10 more minutes. Catch, kill, protect.
Thank you, Mr. Quince. Go take it under advisement.
Yeah, but what kind? What kind?
A tiger shark.
A what?
Chief Brody.
Yes.
Slow ahead. I can go slow ahead. Why don't you come down here and chum some of this?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Need a way to go home. I'm tired and worn out. I've had a little drink about an hour ago, and it's gone right to my head. Bum, bum, bum.
Smile, you son of a...
Used to hate the water.
Can't imagine why.
And see. Now Jaws 2.
Oh, yeah.